Apparently, I'm live. I don't know if I believe that I'm live. Apparently, you can see me better now. Why am I singing you a song? Hey guys. Maybe some of you are online. I mean, I'd be surprised I've not obviously pre-warned you. Looks like there's a slight bit of delay on my... bit of lag. That's odd. Anyway, let me get the shed, as usual. Do the monthly share. Today should be fun. We have a lot to cover. So, let's do it. I'll be live. So I'm just, I hate this. I hate at the start of my streams, like I have to talk while I'm posting the link out everywhere, but that's just the way it is. I wish I could get straight in with the, hey everybody, you know, all of this good stuff, all of that good stuff. But I can click this and remind you to check me out on Amazon. You can find some of my books. You may enjoy some of them. You'll enjoy all of them. That's that posted there. Let's get it up on Patreon. Check the live control room. Kirk, of course he's on. He never goes away, right? And Rick, how's it going, Rick? Thanks for tuning in. Just get this up on Patreon, and then I can begin, tell you what the plan is for this evening, and the like. So, how do I make a post on Patreon? There we go. Of course, if you don't support me on Patreon, it is a great way to support the channel. You can do so for as little as $1. And I feel like there's a link in the description, though knowing my luck there probably isn't. But, yeah, if somebody in the chat wants to post a link to my Patreon, that's a great way to support me. Alternatively, you can also leave super chats. I read out all comments anyway, so the only way I can kind of give people a benefit for sending super chats is I can make you a moderator on the stream. So, do that. Right, what is this? April live stream? May live stream. Stream. Cool. Right, let's see if we're getting any feedback. Now, I hope everybody can hear me. You don't want to become restful, Kirk. You're young. Franco, hello. Richard, yes, mate. We're trucking along. I'll give everybody the updates in a second, let you know what's been going on with me. Got a ton of stuff to do today, but the most important one is going to be drinking a beer. This stream is not brought to you by Coors, but I'm going to be bringing a Coors to me. Oh, I needed it. I've just got in from a 3.5-hour game of Magic, which was so much fun. And now I've got to do this, which is even more fun. I do enjoy this. Stephen, how's it going, man? I'll be transcribing some of your stuff, well, helping you out with your transcriptions in this stream. In fact, I'm going to prepare some of that now. I'll get that loaded up so it's ready to go. So what have we got? Which one's which here? We should probably start with that one, shouldn't we? So we'll open that with transcribe. I appreciate that you guys can't see this yet. You will be able to when I change the screen. And what improvisation is this? There's no way to know. Maybe this one. Maybe this one. Maybe this one. We'll find out. Is it that one? Okay, yeah, cool. So I've got your transcription of that. There's definitely a lot that we're going to be able to fix on this. Or adjust would be a better way of looking at it. So, the way I do it and the reason I do it the way I do it. So let me bring that up. So that's ready to go when I want to do that. But before that, I'll do a chat. I'll do an update thing. So let me bring you awesome guys up so I can see you. Read out some comments. Yeah. So how's the new house search going? Let me think. What was the last update? We put our house on the market and it sold in 6 days. The first person that viewed it bought it. So we're in the process of sorting that out. We had somewhere that we'd put that we wanted. We put an offer in, and it was an offer that they were okay with. They were going to accept that. Then someone else offered the same amount, and they went with the other people because the other people were first-time buyers. So actually, I don't know why that was of benefit to them. Ultimately, their solicitor told them to go with the first-time buyers rather than us. So I'm not going to lie, the last few weeks from then have been extremely stressful because we need to find somewhere to move. And not only do we need to find somewhere to move, we need to find somewhere and buy somewhere that we're going to be able to move in the same time that the person that's buying this house wants to move in here. They need to line up so they're on the same day. And because that's, potentially in about 4 weeks, I need to find somewhere that I can buy and move into in 4 weeks, which is uncommon. Let's say it's uncommon. Yeah. So that's proved a nightmare. We have looked at a few properties. Some of them okay, some of them not so okay. And it's definitely putting us in a position where, we don't really know what to do. We found somewhere that we thought was great. It was definitely over budget, way over budget, but we still put an offer in on it anyway. And our offer got rejected, thankfully. But that still put us back in that position where we need a house. So we did go and look at our house today. My wife really likes it. It's nice. It's beautiful. It's big, very big. It's a five bedroom house. Huge plot of land. It's extremely cheap for what it is, and the reason it's extremely cheap is, well, 2 reasons. One, it's a repossession, and 2, it needs a lot of work. It needs a lot of work. I knew it needed a lot of work before we went to see it. It's sold as seen, right? So as it currently stands, the water, the gas, the electricity, none of that is active in the house. We could buy it, move in, and find out that none of those things work. In which case, tough. There's water damage in the house. The floors are going to need pulling up. It needs a lot of work. There's potential damp problems. There's certainly mold that needs dealing with. It's a lot of work, like a shocking amount of work. But the plus side is that because it's a repossession, the house is empty now, so we could be able to move in a few weeks. More importantly, it's been up on the market for a couple of months. They've had no interest, so much so that a few days ago they lowered the price by £10,000 just to try and get some interest. When we went to see it, one other person was looking at it. They had a kid with them. You don't want a kid moving into a house like that. So absolutely crazy, the amount of work that's going to need to go into it. But when I spoke to the estate agent, she literally said to us, don't put in too high an offer. They're looking to get what it's on the market for. And in Scotland, we don't have a this is how much we want for the house system. We have a offers over system in place. So it's listed for, let's say, X. It's offers over X. we're going to go in with an offer considerably under X, and then maybe go up a little bit from there. So yeah, it's going to be, it's one of those. It's going to be extremely stressful. Is it going to be stressful? I mean, I'm more stressed right now in life than I've ever been, but I'm having a great time, and that's all that matters, right? No matter how stressful life can be, I still have awesome people like you guys that I get to sit down with once a month, and I'm happy to do more streams. I get to sit down with you guys and talk shop and transcribe and just have fun. In the grand scheme of things, I've got nothing to complain about. So although it's stressful, it's it'll be fine. Everything will be fine in the end. Yeah, adult money is whack. Lowered the price by £10,000, and then we're going in at 10,000 lower than that. So yeah, we could get. There's the potential to get an amazing deal on this house, but I forget the name. What's that Tom Hanks film? Is it called The Money Pit? Yeah, The Money Pit. In fact, I'm going to buy this so I can watch this with my wife, just to give her the fear, Oh, The Money Pit. It has the potential to be The Money Pit. Yeah, I can rent it or I can buy it. I mean, it's £8. What's £8 when you're buying a fucking house, right? Yeah, so it has the potential to turn into The Money Pit. It could end up in my relationship falling apart, everything being terrible, but it also has the potential of being a beautiful home that myself, my wife, and our future family will be able to grow and raise people in. So yeah, there we go. There's the news on that one. So no, Jason, unfortunately, not moving to Nashville. Not yet. Not while her parents are still around. I should point out the biggest benefit of moving house is I'll be able to move, and then my family will no longer know where I am. So I don't have to. They won't be able to track me down again. So huge tracts of land. Yep. How do, John? Good to hear from you, buddy. It's so much fun doing these streams because I see the same names over and over again popping up in them. And it's a shame that it's not more of a live, like you guys are on screen and I'm on screen and we're having more of an engagement with each other, because I feel like I've got to know you guys over the years, which is amazing. So yeah, good to see you. Yeah, hell of a period. Don't worry about it, we'll be fine. And what's my favourite Danny Gatton song? Oh, that's a great question. That's a really cool question. So I really like his work with in the Redneck Jazz Explosion band. So the Redneck Jazz album is great. If you put the live version of Redneck Jazz on, the Redneck Jazz Explosion, I'm not sure if it's version 1 or volume 1 or volume 2. There is a song on there called Song for India, which I think is beautiful. I think that song's really beautiful. I'm always thinking about covering that one. I feel like I would have to, right now, the one that jumps into my mind when you say Danny Gatton is Song for India, because I've been wanting to learn that and transcribe that. Maybe I should do that in future. Song for India, yeah. Any others that pop into my mind? There is it called Song for Lenny? Let's have a check. It's called Song for Lenny. He wrote a song for Lenny Bro. It might just be called Lenny. One for Lenny. Yeah, One for Lenny off the New York Stories album. That's great. That New York Stories album is actually a lot of fun, and that has I think Joshua Redman Joshua Redman plays sax on that, so that's a cool one. Yeah, there's a couple. Why not? We'll go with that. Let's go Song for India and One for Lenny. I really like those songs. So Cristiano, hi. How's it going, dude? Stephen asks, how was the Lick Library DVD experience? So, the first thing I have to correct you on is not DVD. Of course. The amount of times we had to stop filming over and over And James would be like, "Can we do that last bit again? Remember, don't say DVD. It's course." I'm like, okay, cool, sure, fine, course. So, how was the experience? I would like to drink a lot of those tonight. Yeah, man. It's been so many years since I've done a Lick Library course. I've always been one for putting in the hours, breaking your back, working hard. Surprise, surprise. It's what I do. I work as hard as I can, right? So you have some guys that will go nameless that come into Lick Library to film a course, and they'll film for 2 days to film a course. I film 2 courses in 1 day. Now, to my mind, that shouldn't be difficult because I go in extremely prepared. I've got all of my material printed out. I know what I'm doing. My backing tracks, everything's sorted. So there's no need to fuck around. It should literally just be a case of me looking at the camera and teaching the lessons, right? So if a course is an hour and a half, 2 hours, you would hope that, say, maybe 2.5 hours to do a course, then 2.5 hours to do another course. You've got 5 hours of work there. Take a little lunch break. Should be fine, right? And I wasn't far off that. It took me maybe 6 and a bit hours to get them all filmed. But with a lunch break, and we didn't start as early as I wanted to, it was a long day. It was a long, hard day. We were certainly, myself and James, one of the camera guys there, we were the last people to leave the building. Everyone else had kind of clocked off. But I'm okay with that. It's just what you have to do. You put in the hours. You don't take the piss. When you have a great work opportunity like that, you just you're grateful that people are calling you, asking you to do stuff like that, and you bend over backwards to make it as good as you can. So for them, because why not? Why should I fill their studio up for 2 days to do something that I know I can do twice as much in half the time? Why should they have to pay for their cameraman for 2 days when I can do 2 courses in 1 day? Sure, I'm not going to enjoy that 1 day because I'm going to have to work extra hard, and the same for the camera guy. It's going to be a long day for him, but, well, he probably wants to work 2 days, to be fair, but, the situation with a company like that is it's all about the bottom line, so they've got to not overspend, so making them cost effective. The downside of that, of course, is long day, you're absolutely exhausted. So I filmed a video, and it was one of the last videos I put up on YouTube. I did a little travel blog. I travelled from Scotland down to London. I stayed at my good friend Doug Cartwright's house the first night so I could catch up with him. I spent the next morning up until early afternoon with him. I then travelled over to Romford, which is where the Lick Library studios are. I stayed in a hotel there that night so I would be able to get into the studio nice and early in the morning, and I'd be well rested. So I had a long day filming, and then after that I'd planned to go back to Doug's house to stay there for another night, and I would come home the next day because, really I go down to do courses like this because it's an opportunity to catch up with lots of old friends. So I wanted to, see Doug, who is, one of my best friends, was one of the best men at my wedding, etc. Like, I love the guy. So any time that I get to spend with him is time well spent kind of thing. So, unfortunately, it was a hard night. So I finished filming. I was meant to go back to his house, drop off all of my bags, and then go all the way into Soho so I could meet up with him and some other people for some drinks. But unfortunately, because we filmed for so long, I didn't have the time to go all the way back to his. So I had to go into Soho with all of my bags, and I'm looking like the trash lady from the Labyrinth. I've got all this stuff just loaded all the way up, and I'm like, oh, I've got to go around town drinking. And I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, I'll just have a quiet night. I won't drink too much. Never works that way, does it? Now, to be fair, I'm not a big drinker. If you go and watch last month's stream, you'll notice that in that I probably had a cause. It might have even been the month before that I had a cause. Now that's all come from the same 12-pack that's been in my fridge for the last 2, maybe 3 months. So not a huge drinker, but when I do drink, I like to drink. So yeah, it was a long night. I got back to Doug's house at maybe 3 or 4 in the morning, and then drank whiskey at his house, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to get a train at 9:30 in the morning, so I'll just stay up. And I broke down. I could not handle it. I needed to leave Doug's house at 7 in the morning, so maybe 7:30, and it got to 6:30, and I was drifting off, just falling asleep. I'm like, no, I've got to leave in a minute. I can't. So I maybe got about 30 minutes of sleep, and then I had to do the trip across London to the train station, then from London all the way back to Scotland, and then from the train station here to my house. It was the longest and most miserable day of my life, but great experience. So it was nice to see Doug, and the DVD experience. The course experience. I'm sure it will come out great. I'm sure people will be enamored with those courses. So yeah, there you go. There's the answer to that one. Yeah, it is a great film. I mean, I say it's a great film. I've not seen it in years. Anyway, Cristiano asks, do I like the... Now, I can't... Musner. Obviously, I worked with him, but fortunately, I don't have to talk to... I don't have to, address people with the surname. It's like when I met Corey from Trivium. Matt Heafy and Corey. Let's just say Corey. Because there are so many ways that people would want to try and pronounce Corey's surname. Our cameraman is absolutely adamant that it's Bewley, and it very well could be. But I've also seen people say Boliu and Bolo and Bewley. My friend Mike, adamant it's Bewley, but I just went with Matt and Heafy from Trivium. Yeah. So, Musner. I really enjoyed the album. Really enjoyed his album. Yeah, I did enjoy that album. Yeah, I can do that live Instagram thing on Instagram. I can, Kirk, but you ruined that for me, didn't you? You little fucker. Esasep, maybe? Hey Levi, any plans on doing more Shawn Lane transcriptions in the future? Never say never. Never say never. I've done a fair few for people, obviously for clients, as work for them. But Shawn is one of those that takes so much time that if I can take other work instead of the Shawn Lane stuff, I always prefer the other work, because Shawn Lane stuff is just ridiculous. If I'm going to do something, of course, the point in these live streams is that we want them to be entertaining. I want to be able to talk to you, I want to engage with you, and also I want to teach you stuff when I'm doing these transcriptions. And with like the Albert Lee thing, you're going to see I'm going to be able to go through that relatively quickly. So we're going to be able to learn quite a lot in a short period of time. Whereas with the Shawn Lane stuff, you might find that half an hour gets devoted to 2 bars of music, which will become very boring to watch, listening to the same bit over and over and over and just trying to process it in my head and figure out the best way to notate what I'm hearing. So yeah, if I can find something a little bit more melodic and simple that I feel you guys are going to get some benefit from, then yes. Have I listened to any... What is it with... Is it with people throwing names at me that I can't pronounce? Is that Tigran Hamasyan? No idea. Absolutely no idea. Just another drink. Hey, Christian. Did Lick Library pick up my travel expenses the other day? Yeah, I mean, I have my receipts for my travel, and yeah, that they pay that. So that's why years and years ago, when I used to work in the office day in day out, and then when I moved up to Scotland, but was still working for them a lot, I would try and do things as cheaply as possible. To do that, as many people that travel via train will know, is you book specific trains and specific times, specific seats on trains, so you can keep the cost as low as possible. I'm older now, and I don't feel that... I mean, I'll work my ass off, but I'm not going to break my back and be uncomfortable in travel in order to do that. So I had an open return, so I could essentially come and go whenever I felt like it, fortunately. Yeah, so they did cover that, which is, obviously appreciated. A long weekend of work yourself, Shawn. Yeah, well, thanks for tuning in, man. And, as you know, this stream will be online. It will stay online, so you will be able to watch it at your leisure. So I should also say, if any of you guys are watching this and you enjoy this content, I've already seen that Richard has shared this on Facebook. If you would like to share this, then please do. On Facebook, on Instagram, on Reddit, that'd be a good place to get. Reddit's really shit for self-promotion. They don't like you promoting your own stuff on there. So I have to rely on the goodwill of others. So if you would like to, if you would like to share that on Reddit, that's always appreciated. It's always a huge help. So, Brandon, how's it going, man? Long time no speak. Tigran's music, it's jazz-ish piano music, rhythmic complexity of Meshuggah. Okay, cool. Somebody send me some Spotify links on Facebook or wherever you choose to, and I will I'll check that out. I just saw that Paul Masvidal's new album/EP, I'm not sure which, came out today, so I've added that to my Spotify list of things to get round to listening to. Looking forward to that, because Paul Masvidal just absolutely love his work in I absolutely love Cynic. Let's go with that. Let me rephrase. Absolutely love anything post-Focus. Crazy how Josh Smith has just exploded in popularity lately. Got to meet him in Norway before I knew who he was. He played with Tom Grant and Mike Miller, one of their clinics. Yeah, it's one of those things, man. I don't know if I'd say he's exploded in popularity. I think it's one of those things where niche content creators like myself, or niche influencers, if you like, are suddenly talking about him a lot because we're on that kick. When I went to see him, it wasn't nearly as attended as I would like it to be. If you compare it to, say, like, I don't know, a Matt Schofield gig is going to be better attended. A Joe Bonamassa gig is going to be much better attended. But yeah, I do think that Josh is, I was going to say, one of the best guitar players on the planet. He's certainly one of the best jazz blues players. He's just so good. Absolutely incredible player. It's worth pointing out, I don't like to repeat artists on my Patreon too regularly. So we're not doing this because we're not talking Josh this month again, because that was the plan. One of my patrons / old patrons, I'm not entirely sure if he's with me right now, long kind of in and out kind of patron, which is fine, of course. He made this video suggestion. He said he would like to see it transcribed. So I enjoyed the video, so it was enough for me to say, yeah, all right, I'll throw this one out as a challenge for you guys. And Stephen, who is watching the stream right now, he did the transcription for this, and we're going to look at his transcription, and we're going to fix his transcription, which in doing that might result in me essentially doing the transcription. But yeah. Stephen Austin. Well, Steve Austin, I'm drinking a Coors Light, which I know is not a Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, which would be Steve Austin's drink of choice. I don't know what Stephen Austin's drink of choice is, but I'm drinking, a Coors Light. Just because that's what I had in the fridge. Though, I do like a Coors Light. Traced in Air is perfect, yep. And he is showing up a lot more in feeds lately. But I think that's because this small, tiny little niche community that we're a part of is becoming a little bit more wise to him. But I don't think it's a wider spread thing. But hopefully I'm wrong on that. Maybe I'm wrong. Matt and Kenny, Wayne, Shepherd in Edinburgh in July. Cool. Make yourself some leaf juice. Tea? Leaf-flavoured water is what I call that. Anyway, why don't we crack on with some stuff? Before I do that, I just want to say, as usual, I've not mentioned them yet, but, that didn't work the way I wanted to do. There we go. This stream is brought to you by my good friends over at vpix.com. I would suggest that you go on over to vpix, check out their picks. I have been a user of, and I'm just reaching over to grab one right now, I've been a user of the medium pointed for... I've played that pick now longer than I've not played guitar for. Does that work? Hang on, let me... No, that wasn't the wording that I was looking for. I've played this pick for more than half of the time that I've been playing guitar for. I played this pick more than any other picks. Played this pick for about 9 years, and I've been playing guitar for 15, 16 years. So... yep, that's my pick of choice. Absolutely love it. Would recommend you go and check it out. A JD and Coke, yep. You like the Mummy? Oh, let's grab one of those. Let's talk about the Mummy just before I go on. Constantly dropping picks on the floor. I'll deal with that eclipse later. Where are you? Oh, shit. They're going everywhere. There it is. So, as Todd suggests, the VPix Mummy. This stream is brought to you by the VPix Mummy. It's a 4.1mm pick, absolutely great thickness, but comes to a sharp bevel, as you can see. So very similar in design to their Dimension pick, which is an expensive pick. This is somehow a cheaper version of that. So sharp bevel, but thick, but it has these grip channels on both sides. So it's super, super grippy. You couldn't pull this out of your hand. Like it, when it's there, it's there. And it has the, I always call this the ghost, the unbuffed, but the marketing term for it now is the ghost rim, which is, it's unbuffed. It's got that cloudy look to it. So it's a little bit rougher around the edges, which gives you a nice scratchy sound when you play, very breathy. So the VPix Mummy. It's a reasonably cheap pick compared to some of the more expensive VPix. I think it might be $6. That sounds about right. $6. Let's go with $6. So, the VPix Mummy. This is brought to you by that. This stream is also brought to you by my supporters over on patreon.com before we get started on the transcription. Thank you very much for your support, guys. You guys are absolutely fucking awesome. Seriously, man, Steve, my favourite pick, the medium point is 2.75mm. I cannot deal with a thinner pick now. It just, once you get it, it feels so in control. Because if you think about like writing with a pen made out of rubber, it would be moving as you're trying to put detail onto the page. It would be absorbing the energy that you're putting into it. When a pick is that thick and it doesn't bend, you get an efficient transfer of energy into the string. It just feels great when you're used to it. And stream also brought to you by my books, which you can get on over at amazon.com.co.uk, and we are now being published in shops, so you can order them in your local music shops as well if you would choose to. So, should we get on with the stream? Should we start learning some stuff? It's all right, Christian. You're allowed to be wrong. Anyway, let's do this. So I'll move that over here so I can still see the comments. I'm going to press this. Here we go. So what I have here is transcribe up on the left, and this is... So an incredible bit of playing from Josh. I'm just going to scroll through this and see if Josh Smith improvisation. You've put a tempo change in there. I hate that. We could look at the notes, but before we deal with the notes, I think it's worth dealing with the feel, right? So you've written this as with that sort of feel to it. When I listen to this, now, somewhere in there he's adding a beat. We'll fix that as we go through the transcription. But it's undeniable when you listen to it that it has that heavy swing feel. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can hear it in the way he's playing. 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 2, 4, 1, 2. And that's really the key for me, that bit there, where he goes. Now when he does that and he moves down to the 4 chord, D. We can hear him play the D, D, E flat. Now when we have that bum, ba 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 bum, that's your typical 4 chord going to flat 5 diminished. So D going to E flat diminished. Now if you think about the form of a 12 bar blues when we do that, that would be bars 4 and bar 5. So what that's telling me when I look at this, and actually if you analyse your transcription, you'll notice that what you have is a 6-bar blues. You need to notate it at double the speed. So I'm just going to do it. And then we'll look at the notes in yours, we'll compare. So yeah, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 2, 2, 4, 1. So what I want to do is I want to put in points that are obvious ones. Okay, so this is an obvious one, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that kind of works. So obvious ones. So the bend, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So timing's a little bit off, but this is very definitely beat 1, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we just deal with that so far, this is 1, 2, 3, E and. Ba ba ba. Let me check comments. What do I think about baritone guitars? Yeah, absolutely love baritone guitars. Love baritone guitars. I had a baritone Telecaster, Christian. The Fender one, it's the worst production model guitar that I've ever played. They were poorly designed. You could not intonate the low string on them. So, yeah, not the best. Still, it is a baritone guitar. If you detune... Okay, so the first time I ever played a baritone guitar, obviously tuned to B, and I played it while owning a 7-string. It just felt and sounded different. It sounded tighter. It sounded... I'm going to go with heavier. And I immediately thought to myself, or said, because I was with Doug at the time, I said, wow, this feels great. This sounds fantastic. If I ever had to record 7-string guitar, I would just do it on this because it sounds so tight. Yeah, so I absolutely love baritones. I would like to get a baritone 7-string. Yeah, those Fender baritone Telecasters, they don't make them anymore. That's why they were garbage. Ba ba boo ba ba ba. Now I'm quantizing heavy here because that's what I do. Ba da 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 da. Ba da da da. Now you could put a triplet in there. Both would work. But for the feel, I prefer that. Ba da 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 do da 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 do. Ba ba da ba. Ba ba da ba. Flat 5. Ba ba da ba. Ba da do da bo. Ba 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 ba. Oh yeah, man, absolutely. I know Charlie Hunter's playing very well. That's something I would like to transcribe, but who can learn it? Ba 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 ba. Is that what he's playing there? Chromatic. Bottom ban. Ba Now I'm putting a muted string in there because it feels right. Ba, 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 da. Ba, ba, boo, ba, 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 boo, ba, ba. Okay, so that's upbeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Would that be? So what have we got? Oh, do you have a? Oh, so Charlie back in the day used to play 8-string. He now plays 7-string, but his tuning is outrageous, right? What do you have a Charlie Hunter capable guitar? You know, Levi, if you do get the house you're looking for and it's a bit of fixer-upper, make sure I clean my room. I might. Hello, Mr. Yeaterson. That's rich. Jordan, yeah. Ba 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 ba. Oh no. Ba ba ba. Ba da ba da ba. I've already done that. The E flat, fix that. Ba 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 ba. Richard. On more serious matters, Balvenie. I'm not even going to continue. Balvenie. Balvenie is the greatest whiskey. Full stop. You have a. Oh shit! So you have a. That's incredible. You have a hybrid guitars Charlie Hunter 7. That's awesome, man. That's absolutely awesome. What is the best way to practice counting measures and structure? Can you reword that so I can really get to grips with what it is you're asking me there? It's playing my favourite blues. Now it falls apart in timing a little bit here, right? So I'm going to answer your question. Music, timing. What's the best way to practice counting measures and structure? I mean, you're talking about time is not... it's such a hard question. How do you practice timing? Because time... I think as students of music, we get this idea on our mind that time is a fixed thing. If you practice with a metronome for long enough, your time gets good. And I think it's really important to remember or to understand that time is not fixed. Time pushes and time pulls. if you play in a good band, if you listen to a band like Tower of Power, for example, they play as a tight unit, and they speed up and they slow down, and they do it together as a unit, and it works. Versus playing everything to a click. They're both valid. One's harder to practice, and it's the one that isn't as in time that's harder to practice. So when you say always leave rhythm too early or too late, I think just simple, like playing the Charleston rhythm, which is that, bap, that, bap, and I'm clapping, I'm giving my count there, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, bat, 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 bat. So it's on the 1, 1, 2, and 1, and the and of 2. I think practicing that and getting that feel, that, bat, 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 ba da da, bat, bat, da da, bat, bat. That. That's actually quite difficult to do and click. I've not watched Rick's video on quantizing, no. But yeah, practice with your metronome on 2 and 4, simple rhythms with it on 2 and 4, and you'll get a sense of feel, a time feel. Anyway, so I just want to do some analysis before I move on, and this will help with Stephen seeing where he went a little bit wrong in his transcription. I'm going to go back to his one now, just because I'm a little bit more familiar with the lick, because I can look at this and I can say, yeah. Yeah, so the rhythm here, no need for this triplet. You put the wrong chord in here. You've put going up to an E7. And I think that's a case of you thinking of standard blues, right? You know that it goes to the 5 chord here, so you must be going to the 5, but it's not. It's put swing feel in, that would help. There we go. He's going to B minor 7, which is the 2 chord. So blues in A. So I could put the chords in here, right? I could put A7, staying on that 1 chord. So at this point we move to the 4 chord, or D7. Then at that point we move to an E flat diminished 7, which standard for a jazz blues. We'd expect it to then go back to the 1 chord, which would be A. Now what he does is really interesting there. Yeah, he doesn't play the 6 chord, so this is not really an A7. It's kind of like a C sharp minor 7. I'm gonna put A7 in brackets there. Now, rather than going to the 5 to 4, he's actually going to the 2. So this bar will be a B minor 7. The next bar will be an E7, then an A7, and then potentially an E7 to go back to the start. That's the chord progression. So when I did, this fits in line really nicely with the Lick Library videos, the courses that I've just filmed, Mastering the Blues 3 and Mastering the Blues 4. If you go back to the first Mastering the Blues course that I did with those guys, the first one was about chord progressions. The 12-bar blues chord progression, you have to know those changes and be able to hear those changes and know that the 12-bar blues, there are many variants of it. And this variant of the 12-bar blues is common. It's Jazz 101. It's the first steps to adding a bit of jazz to it. We're not putting the turnarounds in there. There's no 2-5 leading into the 4 chord, but changing the 5 and the 4 to a 2 and a 5 is cool. I really can't. So I'm hearing that as 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. That's where he's picking a beat up. So let's do that. Ba, ba ba triplet. Doesn't pull that off, he picks both. I would expect that to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm actually just going to take it as far as there because he loses the changes. But yeah, so this bar here. I'm going to quantize this so it looks good on the page. What's he playing there? Oh, it's under my face. Okay, so if I just go back to the start and look at what we've done, and if we compare what I've done to what Stephen's done at this point, you'll see a huge difference. So when we look at Stephen's, which is this one, I think, we'll just press play. It's not swinging, right? And whereas when we look at this, if I put the right speed in, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go 220. When we play this, now I'm not crazy on this bar. But when we're looking at a transcription like this, that's the struggle, right? Do we want a MIDI playback that is note for note exactly what that it is going to sound like you can play it along with the recording? Because this isn't quite going to get you there. But there's a lot that we can learn from this from a study perspective. I can look at this and I can say, cool, there's a phrase. Ba-da, ba-da, boom, ba, ba-da, da, do, da, ba-da, ba-da, boo, da, 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 boo, da, 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 boo, da, ba, 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 boo, da, boo, ba, da, da, ba, dum, ba, do, ba, da, 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 ba, da, 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 boo, ba, ba, da, boo, da, 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 ba, ba, da, 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 now my pitching's way off, but rhythmically we can take stuff from this. This is a phrase that we can understand. We could actually strip out all of the lines and put the key details in here, which is anticipation. This note here, we hit this note here, it's an A, it's the root note, and it comes in on the and of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, ba, 2, 3, 4, ba. And he's doing this constantly throughout the piece, right? Here's the pickup of what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the beat that we're landing on and where we hit the chord. So D7 lands here, we hit that D7 and 8th note early. B minor 7 lands here, we hit it an 8th note early. It's a common theme and it helps to give things a swing feel. It pushes the music along. Yeah. Now let me just listen to that bar again and see if I can... Yeah, it's this gap that just doesn't feel quite right, but... It's not on the and, it is there, it's... You could maybe put an 8th rest in there. You could maybe even do that, but I think that's harder to understand. You know, they both work, but I think I prefer... Is that? No. Yeah, and like I say, from there I feel the playing falls apart a little bit. I'm going to save this, go get myself another beer, and then I'll crack on with some other stuff. So this goes in, not transcriptions, but Patreon. Because of course you will be able to download all of this on my Patreon page. Josh Smith, what are we in May 1? Let's do that. That's suit. So I think what we're going to do now is I'm going to go and grab myself a beer, and I'll be back in a few minutes. I'll put some music on for you. Guess what it's going to be? And we're back in the room. That was Whiskey and Heresy, the opening track from my first album, Out of the Ashes. Hellcat Molly, Out of the Ashes. So, let me just check comments, see what I've missed. Had myself a wee tasty slice of cake. Yeah, Stephen, you didn't just have a go at transcribing. You did a great job. You did as you will know firsthand from doing as many transcriptions as you do, it all helps. It all makes you better. And the the disappointment, but also the challenge this month. The reason I threw this out, I said I'm happy to look at. I'm happy to have a go at transcribing some of it myself, but I need you guys to do some of it first. Because I need to encourage you guys to do this stuff. A huge reason behind the Patreon page, and I'm saying this to Stephen like he doesn't already know this. Of course, he already knows this. A huge goal of that Patreon page, in fact, the main goal of that Patreon page, is I can teach you to do things that you can't do. I can teach you to be a better musician. No questions asked. I can teach you to be better. I can help you improve your skills. I can make you a better musician. I can also give you skills that can get you work, right? I can help you get where you need to be or where you want to be able to be a self-sustaining musician that has a career. Not just as a way of earning money, but a way of generating your own revenue from your own music, right? If you develop these skills, you will learn faster, you will learn more, you will learn better, but you can also monetize those skills. These are all skills that are transferable into the world of work. And that's what this Patreon page was always about. It was wanting to get a community of people that want those skills, that I can help get those skills. Because I can't do this forever. And more importantly, there's plenty of work to go around. It's been an amazing skill for me. It's changed my life being as good a transcriber as I am. And I wasn't born this way. I've put in the work and I know how to learn it and I know how to teach it, right? So I give my patrons these challenges to go out and do these things because it will make you a better transcriber, it will make you a better player, it will make you a better musician, but they've been a little bit lax the last couple of months, so yeah, I threw this challenge out and said someone's going to have to do it, someone's going to have to take that first step, and Stephen, you stood up to the plate and you took the first stab at it. So I tell you what, I didn't check your transcription of this Josh Smith one before we looked at it, but I did check your Kirk Fletcher one, so I'm going to load up the Kirk Fletcher transcription that you've done, and we're going to take a quick look at that. Where is it? Where is Kirk? Is it that one? It's not that one. Is it this one? It's that one. Okay, cool. Show in folder. Open. Transcribe. Cool. So, where you gone? You're back up here. Stuff going on Facebook. Let me check. Nothing overly important. Fine. Cool. Oh, Scott Cassidy. Hey, how's it going, man? So, why is that not? Oh, so you have to click that. Cool. There you go. Cool. I missed loads of comments. Yeah, I remember, Richard. I remember. I vividly remember what you came at me wanting to do as well. And I vividly remember that you didn't stick around to learn it. But you're one of those guys that, yeah, his name is always there. And, yeah, you know I'm always here for you. You got any questions, you need any help with anything. I don't want to sit here and say to you, like, that I can teach you to be a better guitar player. I'm a good teacher. I'm all right with that. But that's not where my uniqueness lies as a teacher. That's not what you want to come to me for. I'm a transcriber. That's the skill. That's the thing that I can pass on that you can go to anyone to learn to be a good guitar teacher. You come to me if you want to learn to transcribe. I teach you to play as well, but I teach you to transcribe. Anyway, so Kirk Fletcher. Right, so here we go. So this is a little Kirk Fletcher video. Let's check it out. Sounds like this.
Happy Monday.
I love Kirk Fletcher. I love him. The smile. He's just such a happy man. He's just he can't play the blues because he smiles too much. Anyway, here we go. Happy Monday. Yeah.
Happy Monday.
It's a bit loud.
Happy Monday.
Guitar Pro, I need to do this. Sorry, I have to close it. And reopen it. Okay, cool. I think it's the other way around. I think he smiles all the time because he plays the blues. Yeah. Potentially, yeah. So, you know what you've done here, Stephen, is a great learning tool. You could learn from it, but I don't think it's maybe as detailed as it could be. I think you've added things that aren't there, like... 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we wouldn't put that there. That we'd have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and it's I would make that grace note. Now, he's sliding into the 4, right? But he's not playing the low string. Put a staccato dot in there. Same, no open E string in there. Palm mutes on these, slide into this. No hammer. He's adding a beat in there. Ignore me. Copy and paste from here. See how this bar and this bar, these should be the same. Mine nice and simple, yours bit overcomplicated. Sounds like... It does sound like he plays the D, but I wouldn't put it in because it's not important, right? Same. Bubble. It's an open E. Bubble. Like this rhythm now. Same, slide into the 4. Now this, it's... Now you're not wrong. I might go into a second voice and put... It's 8th fret. And that's... He's hitting the 8, but it's an open E string and they're not a 9th fret G. Is it C sharp with there? Now that bar is definitely out of time. This is just out of time. Now this, bo ba, it's not ba 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 ba, it's ba 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 ba. This is a triplet. Ba da bo. Comes in on the offbeat. Oh, don't crash. Oh, good. Oh, it's gone into slow mode though, so I mean, close it, reopen it. Hey, Dam09, the Dam09. Have I ever given up on a transcription, client or personal? And if so, which Holdsworth track was it? I have. I gave up on a track. This is a really interesting one, actually. This was for one of my patrons, right? And he paid for it, and I started on it, and it was slow. It was a live Holdsworth track. It was like a Bill Bruford live track, if memory serves me right. And he paid me for it, and I did some of it, and then time went by, and it slipped out of my memory. And the guy waited like 8 months, and he never asked, never chased me, not once. And then suddenly I saw his name pop up on my Patreon for some reason, right? And I instantly had that sinking feeling of, oh shit, I never got that Holdsworth transcription finished. So I sent the guy an email and was like, dude, I'm so sorry. Somehow this got wiped off my board. It's completely slipped my mind. Why haven't you chased me? Why didn't you say anything? I'll get on it right now. And I put another maybe 5 hours into it, and I was just the progress was so slow. Now I got maybe 30% of it done, but in order to get the rest of it done, it was going to take weeks. Weeks. So I apologised to him and sent him an email and said, look, dude, I'm really sorry. Here's everything I've done. 30% of it is done. I'm going to give you a full refund. And I can't believe it's taken me this long, but it's at this stage now where it's going to take me such an unviable amount of time to get this done, and I won't be overly happy with the end result because of the nature of the transcription, the nature of what it is. And he never emailed me back. Well, he eventually did. Like a month, 2 months later, he was like, any news? And I was like, dude, I refunded you. I sent you an email. Did you not read it? He said, oh no, I didn't read it, and I didn't see the transaction. And I sent him a screenshot of the transaction, and he was like, cool, I'll check it out and I'll let you know. And then I never heard from him. So that Holdsworth. So detail, Stephen, detail. We can see the 12th fret is here where these two dots are, right? He's not that high. This is low. This is there. Now, I wouldn't put these accents in there. I would put staccato dots on them, though. Levi, if I ever want to try a different 8-string one that isn't Ibanez, Jackson, or other common stuff from a Dutch luthier, hit me up. Are you an 8-string guy? The Dam09. Hit me up on Facebook. Send me some stuff. Send me some images of your work. Show me what you're all about. I don't have an Ibanez 8-string though. I'm just going to delete this bar and fix it. Same with this bar, Stephen. You got it on the wrong strings, and that's why it looks so weird. It's Okay, the wrong notes in there. Gotta be bends like that. Staccato dot. Yeah, I can stop it there. Not quite finished, but I want to move on. So let me save that. Now if we listen to this. Same with these bends, right? You've done defaults. You need to drag it to the end and then drag this where it begins. The bend starts playing. It stays at pitch, stays at pitch, stays at pitch. Then at the end, bends up a quarter step. Same here, right? That'll do. So again, Stephen, you did a very good job. It was a good job. You know, I've not really had to change a whole lot of notes. A few little attention to detail things. It's just rhythm perception. Oh, John, you have returned. John the man has returned. Ryan Woodford rocks. How's it going, Ryan? How is my day today? Yeah. It's been a long one. I did a big speech at the beginning. I'll bring my face up now, drink a little bit more beer, and talk a bit. Been a long day. Why has it been a long day? Oh, my mother-in-law rushed off to hospital. She ruptured a muscle in her leg. So that was how we began our day. Got a little bit of work done and then went off to view some houses. Think we found the one that we want to buy. Need to deal with my solicitor and hopefully make that come together. Without having my pants pulled down over the price, we did that. Came home and then I've been off and I've been playing some Magic cards. Playing a good game of Commander that lasted for about 3.5 hours down at my local shop. That was a lot of fun. Lots of laughs were had. Did enjoy that. That was wild. So yeah, did that. Just came back from the movie. Not the movies. The movie. Are you sending it on Facebook, the damn? If so, I'll bring it up and I'll take a look. Sweet. Just been sent a new code for Magic Arena. need to redeem that code. Yay, I got some cards. Shit, where is there is life control room. Let's take a look at what I got, shall we? Boring. Boring. And I need to redeem. Nope. There we go. And that is me. Oh, I've got some cash. Boring. No, it's not because Dankula joined UKIP that I have to move. Okay, right. So is that... Are we not friends on under message requests? Okay. Have you not sent me a friend request? Oh, cool. Right, let's get a look at these guitars. Oh, wow. Wow, these are your builds. Man, that looks great. Let me bring that up so people can see that. Dude, that's super cool. Nice inlay work on it. I approve. And a Meshuggah t-shirt, of course. I've gone from listening to the new Joey Landreth album in my car, like over and over and over, to putting Meshuggah's Nothing on in my car again, because such a good album. Just such a good album. I think they might be my favourite band. And I can't explain why. There's just something about them that just connects with me. That I just absolutely love. It just speaks to me. It drives me so wild. Glow in the dark epoxy, nice. Nice. How long have you been building for? You should send me a bunch more, pictures of stuff, and if I think it's interesting enough, definitely interesting enough. But if I think other people will be interested in it, I'll be happy to have you on the channel. We could do a little interview, and we could talk about builds, talk about building shit, talk about how you got into it and what you're doing and where people can find out more about you. And if you want to build me a guitar for like $50, that'd be awesome. But no, seriously, that. Oh, okay, I see. So it's not your. It's a case of. All right, hang on, let me see. I follow you. So when you said from a Dutch, I assumed you were talking about yourself, but you have that guitar, right? Okay. Ryan, if you're posting links in the description in the chat, I don't think they'll display. I think they get auto filtered, which I hate. You'll email it, okay. To Levi Clay 88, yeah. I'll take a look when that comes through. I feel like I could get a game of Magic going on while this is. Let's do it. What are you going to do? You going to stop me? But Christian, I am a moderator. Surely I should be able to see it. Let's just play a standard. A 1. So it'll be nice and quick. Magic break. But yeah, links don't come up for me, so as soon as I see that come through to my email, I'll grab it. Oh, that's a shite hand. It's not a whole lot better, but we can go with that. Bring it, bring it. Yes. Yes, Michael, there's tons of Shawn Lane stuff on my YouTube channel. Not tons of, but there is certainly Shawn Lane stuff on my YouTube channel. So what are we playing here? Mono red, he's going to shock that. Yep. Hit me for 1. That's a bit of a pain. 2 lava runners, only got the 1 in the graveyard. There we go. There we go. He is done now. Will he be running a lava coil? We'll play it safe and put the Death Ward Arcanist out. Dauntless Bodyguard. That'll protect the Arcanist. See what he plays to that. Ah, perfect. We've got him. So he hits me for 2 damage. He can't get through any of his attacks. He'll probably use his Fanatical Firebrand to kill my Dauntless Bodyguard. Oh, he's not? Okay, sweet. Yeah, oh, he's absolutely fucked. Throw the feather out and he's like, yeah, I'm done here. So, there we go. That was a quick game of Magic. On with the work. I transcribe live stuff, to be honest, Michael, because I don't get copyright strikes on that on YouTube. Alright, what comments did I miss while I was talking Magic there? I was checking emails, wasn't I? Ryan, that I've not got that through via email. Did you send it Facebook or to my actual email address? Nothing on Facebook either. Best guitarist in terms of technique? No, don't be ridiculous. Johnny A. So I've listened to a lot of Johnny stuff, but I've not transcribed any. Oh wow, cool. So I played a bit of Magic on a live stream and people didn't immediately leave. That's to LeviClay88@gmail.com. Well, I've got nothing coming through, man. Oh, I meant to send one of my clients some work. Let me do that. Where are you? Why didn't you send it? I don't attempt, Michael. I achieve. I mean, if I go transcriptions, lane. There you go. It's lane stuff. Or Time is the Enemy, which is one of those Jonas Hellborg tracks. And the one that I'm probably best known for is the Something About You live solo. This one. Few bits in there that bug me now, but I trust them. That's from years ago. When did I do that? Jesus. So I did that in 2010. About 9 years ago, I transcribed that. Been doing this for a long time. I've transcribed Hey T-Bone. Where is that? Not there. It might be in my Gus Said folder. It's got the lane one in it. Love Stephen Wilson. Yeah, so you get the idea. Don't save. Da do da 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 ba dum. Ah. Right, should we fire ahead and should we do the Albert Lee thing, which was the thing we actually came here to do? Let's actually locate it. Cool. This is Albert Lee Fun Ranch Boogie. Yeah, man, Brett Carr said. If Brett's down, I'm down. You sent it, what, via email? Nope, nobody, you didn't. Right, so this is Albert Lee, Fun Ranch Boogie. Done it again, too busy listening. Yep, Albert Lee still shredding to this day. So let's do it. Right, so new, clean guitar, and this should be pretty easy, to be honest. Oh, no, you won't, Ryan. You will learn to send an email correctly. Now, this is 2-2, not 4-4. Subtle difference. What is he playing here? It's an A. Say sus. Steve Lucas is not going to talk to me. But if you guys want to tweet at him, interesting. That's an interesting line for E. The hardest style for me to transcribe. Anything that's free time. As you can see, this is pretty easy. I'll do. Now if we listen to this at speed, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two. Yeah, about 262, that works. So at speed, now if I put that in time with him, a bit slow. Just need to up the speed a little bit. Still a bit slow. Now we're a bit too fast. That's a hair too fast. So we want a middle ground. Let's go to quarters, 267. then the piece speeds up at that. So yeah, you get the idea though. Read some comments. Email never came through. Ryan can't send emails. Ryan can't send emails. I like teasing people. The hardest Theo did that. Just reviewing the earlier stream. Thank you for the critique. Very welcome. I think, Steve, when I look at your transcriptions, it always feels to me like you overthink. And you justify in your mind, like you shift your perspective of where the bar line probably should be versus where it is. All of the rhythms in, especially that Josh transcription, it's so, rhythmically, it's so standard. It's so obvious when you have this sense of where the pulse is, where the music is, yeah? You don't do that. Like, I remember doing it in the past with previous transcriptions of yours where you put chords that are so obviously off beat. You force them as being on the beat. Oh, that must be on the beat, right? But then everything gets fucked up. So I think with you, your weakness is that sense of where is the pulse? Let's listen to this and where is the pulse? It's, to be fair, obviously transcribing unaccompanied stuff and stuff that pushes and pulls at the time is a lot harder. If you were doing this and he was playing to a drum groove, I'm sure you wouldn't suffer that problem, right? This is, a lack of perfection in an area that is rife with lack of perfection. Anyway, let's plow on. So ba 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 ba. Ben sharp there. Ba 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 ba. Boom ba. Pull off the open string. Ba 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 ba. Is the E again? Ba 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 ba. No. Same look as before. Same as before. Quantizing a bit there, but... Okay, go for that. Okay, so again, a huge chunk of it done, right? Yes, Ron, I am transcribing. I'm transcribing Albert Lee. Some might say I'm pretty good at it, yeah. So I've considered doing it for a job. Ryan still can't send an email. Ryan still can't send an email. Maybe Christian. I don't care that much. So again, if we listen to what we've got so far, get rid of the... You can already learn a ton from this. Ryan, calm down, man. You're getting to the point where you can't even spell the word email. Oh, this is going to result in you sending some sort of mail bomb to my house, isn't it? I'm only teasing. I'm only teasing. Right, so let's keep going. Now we're on to the banjo roll bit. So, bo, should be what, G? Bo, no. D. Bo, no. Is he playing an open D? Yeah, open D. Interesting. So I'll put the lettering in there because obviously that's a banjo. It's gone into slow mode again. Russell, define great. You know, I've managed to carve out a nice little career for myself here. So it's doable. The live music scene isn't what you want it to be. But I feel that's probably the same everywhere, isn't it? Ah. Seb 7 and 8. Are you living in Europe? You know it's a nightmare. I just woke up in front of the PC watching Levi's awesome stream. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So good night for me. And thank you for the stream. You're very welcome, my friend. I am in Europe. Yes, it is. Oh, I see. I thought you said nightmare. No, I do know it's nighttime. It is. It won't mean if I move my head out of the way. you'll see down here, it is 1:45 in the morning. But, you know, I do it this time because, well, several reasons, right? One, I'm a night owl. I prefer to work in the evening. You know, my doorbell's not going to ring at night, so I'll be able to focus. My wife will be sleeping, etc. Obviously, it hits America a little bit better, which is, I think, a larger portion of my audience is in America. But also because this is what I do. You know, I love you guys, and I want to be able to reach as many of you as possible. So, all right, we've currently got 13 people watching, which isn't a huge amount of people, but that's still incredible, absolutely incredible. The fact that there's 13 people right now watching me transcribe Albert Lee. You people are awesome. And yeah, I don't care if it was 13 people or one person watching me. Like, the fact that there's a small audience out there that this is of interest to you too gives me that sense of responsibility to make the content. So I will keep making it. Also, I'm supported by awesome people on Patreon that kind of allow me to justify saying to my wife, sorry babe, I'm going to be up streaming until the early hours of the morning on Friday, because I like to do a monthly stream for everybody at the end of the month. So, yeah, if you want to be like these awesome people, you can go and check me out over on patreon.com. Yeah, you're right, Ryan. Someone left. If you want to support me on Patreon, check me out on Patreon. Have a look for Levi Clay. And you can support me for as little as $1. Great way to support the channel, especially in these trying times where I'm having to go through the stress of moving house. Not that I expect people to pay for my house, of course, but I'm having to take more time away from working, so I can deal with things like going to see my solicitor, looking at houses. At some point, there might be a time where I'm without internet for a week. That makes, shit hard. And having like this kind of support network of people behind me supporting the content I make, it honestly has got to the stage now where it's a huge help. A few years ago, I considered the work-wise, what I was doing was I was doing a lot of Lit Library and I was doing a lot of transcribing. And I still do a lot of transcribing, of course, but now Lit Library is tiny. It's a tiny part of what I do. Now I kind of think my two big things are my books. Every 2 months I get a royalty check for my books, and that is a massive help. And then my Patreon support. And those are like the bulk of what I'm doing. So having lots of support on Patreon means that I spend more time making videos. It means I can reach more people. It means I can spend more time doing content like this. And, well, of course, people buying my books puts a roof over my head. So, check them out. While I'm doing that sponsorship talk, I should also say a huge thank you to VPix, these guys over here. Vinny has been supporting me for a long time. I've played his picks for 9 years or so now. Soon I'm going to have to say 10 because it really has been that long. But I love them, so it's amazing to be able to work with someone that I've known as long as I've known Vinny for. So yeah, go and check out vpix.com. They make, I'm not going to say the best picks because there's no such thing as best. They make picks that I genuinely love. So yeah. Cool. Let's continue. Ba-ba. I've been streaming for 2.5 hours so far. South Germany. You're very welcome, very welcome. I've lost track. How long is this song? This song is 2.5 minutes. But this is the third thing we've looked at. Same lick. In fact, to prove a point, to showing you how I'm listening, I've not listened to it yet, but he plays that next. Told you. Second time he's played this. Second time he's played that. I'm going to guess he'll play words to this effect. He might go something around that. Okay, didn't end it that way, but same line as before. So he's going to play ba 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 da. Ba-da, 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 ba, ba, ba. He'll play that. He didn't. I was totally wrong. But that's what he did in the octave lower. No, 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 no. And it crashed. Bye, Ryan. Learn to send an email. How much did we lose? Not much. Open position. And I'm going to stop after this chorus. That's me set up to do some more tomorrow. I'll finish this off tomorrow and this will go up for my patrons over on patreon.com to download, learn, study. How much boogie? Yes. Put a key signature in on it. It's kind of important. Cool. Now when I look at it and play it along. That suits me. There we go. So I am just going to nip to my kitchen, grab one final beer, and I will take questions until I log off in 20 minutes. What's that? You want me to play another game of Magic? Okay, cool. Unless questions come in, that's what I'm doing. So that was a lot of fun, guys. Who's still watching, and what questions might you have for me? There are still some people online. It's ruined someone's day. For anyone wondering, this game is free to play. Free to download, free to play. We can make do with that. I'm going to draw. Another Reckless Rage. Is it another mono red player? Oh, okay. You create your treasure. Cool. Not worried about that. That's what we needed. Ah, is he going to shock me right away? Don't shock. Actually, do shock. Shocking would probably be good at this stage. Okay, no. Goblin Spells cost one less to cast. Cool. We can beat that though. We can beat that. So, we get that down and we Tajik this turn. I don't want to attack this turn because I want a Reckless Rage on my next turn. Is he going to shock me? Can't shock that. He can do that, that's fine. Okay, he's going wide. This hand doesn't deal with wide all that well. No more lands. Tough one. I want to throw down 10th District Legionnaire and I'll Reckless Rage on that. Let's get rid of one of those. Top 10 country guitar players that aren't as well known. 10. 10's a lot, man. I'm not listening to as many unknown players as I once used to. The guy that I'm really into is Clint Strong. Do I want to attack here? Just going to have to Mega Block to get rid of that. You could get rid of my Tajik. I'm going to go with no attacks. Clint Strong, I really like Clint Strong's playing. He's someone that, Jesus, he's really gobbling up, isn't he? He's going ultra wide. This is problematic. Okay, cool. What do we do? Well, we Reckless Rage. We have to get rid of that. He's a problem. Does he have to pay mana to do that? Ah, okay, yeah. So we have to get rid of him. Again, we do that. Okay, this is what we do. We don't want that. We then attack with everything. We see what blockers he declares. He's going to try and kill something. But I've got cards in hand. So is that all he's going with? Okay. Could get extra damage through the Swiftblade Vindicator. But I want that for surprises on the next turn. So I'm just going to... I can live with that. Yep. I can block whatever he comes through with Swiftblade. He could hit me for... Okay. Okay, that's harder. Not a problem though. Okay. Super wide. Could really do with a Reckless Rage. That's not quite what I want. Have to do the same. What was he sitting with? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. He can hit me for 20. But he has to block something. Or he'll die. This has trample. Yeah, of course you're going to bait that, aren't you? You're going to try and take him down. That won't work. You think that'll work. That won't work. Okay. So we probably go... you think that's going to help? It's not going to help. Okay. Oh, he's going to be so angry. He's going to be so angry right now. Okay, how do we do this? So I need to knock 6 damage on that. So... you're indestructible on that. He's doing me for 4. So we go indestructible on that. So that's all of those dead. We go Samet Sprint on that. I actually don't want Feather. And we go Integrity on Tajik. Oh no, Tajik still dies. Absolute bastard. There's a bit of a miscalculation on my part there. Let's throw Dauntless Bodyguard down to give Indestructible to Swiftblade Vindicator. What can he do? He can't do anything. Oh, okay. Not much use to you right now, is it, buddy? It's a feather anyway. So you either lose 1 there, you lose 6 there. Yep, that's the right play. Does he double block? He double blocks there. That's fine. We want to get rid of that one. Hit him for 6. What are you going to do? Cool. Oh, he's got a Chain Whirler. Nice. Can he cast that? And he loses. I keep toying with the idea of doing a streaming magic. So guys, it doesn't look like any more comments have come in, so maybe I'm going to end 10 minutes early. We'll hang about. Bless him. Starting to get warmer now. I'm looking forward to turning those lights off. That's going to be the ball lake in the new house. I'm going to have to soundproof my studio, like proper soundproof my studio. Well, as much as I can. Oh, hello, Mike's just posted something in the Guitar Souls admin page. Let's have a look at this. Doesn't want to load. Let's try again. Ooh. Oh, okay, cool. No more questions. Cool, well, I'll just do the traditional sign-off that I do then, which is just say a huge thank you to my supporters over on patreon.com. They bring these videos to you, so thank you very much for that support. Oh, I missed your comments there, Richard. No, I've not heard that album. I had no idea that the guy from Black Dahlia heard about our country album. I'll believe it when I see it. Yeah. Or when I hear it, I should say. So huge thank you to my supporters over on Patreon. You will see Richard Henry's name there. He is part of my study club. There's a private stream that I do for the $20 plus guys once a month where we look over a book. So it was a Don Mock book this month. That was a lot of fun. So yeah, thank you very much for your support, guys. You can join me on Patreon for as little as $1. So please do consider that. You can also support me by checking out some of my books on Amazon.com. Delta Blues Slide Guitar was my latest book. I will be coming back at you with 100 slide licks for guitar in the near future. It's just, I've just been busy. Life has really kicked me just recently. Like, not that I'm complaining. It's just hard to balance everything, spin all of those plates. So yeah, that book will come. Don't worry about that. But yeah, what am I saying? Delta Blues Slide is my latest one. Slide Guitar Soloing Techniques was my latest book. Yeah, and I should also say a huge thank you to VPix because they are a supporter of the channel. They are a supporter of my work, and I love them very much. So yeah, thanks so much for all of your support, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for potentially sharing. I know Richard definitely shared this, but if anyone else shared this with their friends, then I do appreciate it. If you shared it with your enemies, I appreciate it even more because there's nothing that I love more than hate and hateful comments on my YouTube videos. I love firing back when I get a hateful comment. So yeah, fuck the haters. This should be my new sign-off. I really like this. This is what I'm going to do. It just popped into my head. Fuck the haters. I'll see you guys later.